Hi, 6th graders. We're on lesson 5.5, which is multiplying fractions and mixed numbers, and it starts on page 252 in your textbook. So please write this at the top of your next sheet in your notebook on the very top part of the page, nice and neatly labeled. Our learning target is multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. So, if we are going to multiply fractions, the main thing to remember is that you do not need a common denominator. So you might want to write that down, even though it's not showing on your screen right now. But you do not need a common denominator. So if we're given two fractions, just like this, 1/4 times 2/5, the first step is to multiply the numerators. So basically we just go straight across. So 1 times 2 is going to be in our new fraction, and then 4 times 5. Or sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. 1 times 2 equals 2. And then the second step is multiplying the denominators. 4 times 5, which is 20. So we have 2/20ths. And then our third step is to simplify. So we can see it's rewritten. 1/4 times 2/5 equals 2/20ths. We know that 2 and 20 can both be divided by 2. So we're going to do that, and then we get 1/10. So in your notebooks, I want you to quickly practice these two fractions. So 3/5 times 7/9. We multiply straight across. So we do 3 times 7, which is 21, and then 5 times 9, which is 45. And then we need to simplify. I know that they can both be divided by 3, so we're going to go with 3 first. So 21 divided by 3 equals 7. 45 divided by 3 equals 15. They are both prime numbers, and they both don't have any numbers in common to factor out. So our answer then would be 7/15. 2/3 times 5/7. So we go straight across again. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 7 is 21. 10/21 cannot be simplified anymore, so we leave it then as 10/21. Okay, really quick, if we have 1/5 times 2/3, we'll go straight across. So 1 times 2 is 2, 5 times 3 is 15, so 2/15, which cannot be simplified. Okay, if we have 3/7, let's say that's 3/7, times 2, just 2 as a whole number, what we would do is we would take 2 and we would put a 1 underneath it to make a fraction, and that helps us remember that when we have a whole number, that whole number is only being multiplied by our numerator. So then we end up with 6/7. Because we do 3 times 2 over 7 times 1. Okay, so you don't need to write this in your notebook, but some of these words are in your tip chart. So a numerator, as we know, is the top number in a fraction. The denominator is the bottom number. Improper fraction is one of your vocabulary words, and that just means the top number is bigger than the bottom number. And then a mixed number has a fraction with a whole number. So it's a whole number and a fraction. All right, so if we are multiplying mixed numbers, it gets just a little bit more, not confusing, but a couple extra steps. So we are going to go to these examples over here, so these examples with a mixed number. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to write any mixed numbers as an improper fraction. So if I were you in your notebook, I would write these steps down. So maybe pause me and write all of these steps nice and neat into your notebook. So the first thing we have to do is write any mixed number as an improper fraction. So I'm going to rewrite these right now. So remember, we go 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 3. So we have 15, and then we keep our denominator, so 15 fourths, times 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1, so times 7 sixths. Okay? So now since we have two proper fractions, we multiply straight across. So 15 times 7 is 105. And then 4 times 6 is 24. So then we ask ourselves, do they have any factors in common that we can multiply by? So, and we look at this, that we can divide by, to make it a little bit easier, but then we do need to convert it back to a mixed number. So 105 divided by 24. So we can try to simplify it down. If it can't, then we can just go right now and make it into a mixed number. So we know that 24 goes into 105 4 times. So I'm going to write this over here. So 4 is our whole number. 24 times 4 equals 96. So 105 minus 96 is 9. So 4 and 9, 24ths. But then we can simplify this a little bit more. I know that they both can be divided by 3. So we keep our 4. Divide 9 by 3, so we get 3. 24 by 3, and we get 8. So there is our answer. 3 3/4 times 1 1/6 equals 4 3/8. We always want it in simplest form. And if it ends up as an improper fraction, remember we need to convert it to a mixed number. So 1 2/3 times 3/5. So I'm going to rewrite this as an improper fraction. So 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, so 5 thirds times 3/5. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 fifteenths equals 1. And then 5/9 times 4. So remember, if it's a whole number, we need to put a 1 underneath it. And then we know now we multiply our numerators times our denominators. So 5 times 4 is 20. 9 times 1 is 9. I know that 9 can go into 22 times. 2 times 9 is 18, so we have 2 left over to get to 20. And then we keep our denominators. So 2 and 2/9 is our answer. And here's our answer here. So when you're doing your classwork, it could and should look somewhat like this. I have all of my work shown, and at the very end, I circle my answer. Okay, please make sure you go into NICU and take your 5-5 NICU quiz. Have a super evening. Remember to bring your math notebook to school with you and to math class with you tomorrow. I will see you then.